Hey guys, how's it going? So I have more breaking news regarding Michigan gun control in this lame duck session. There were three Senate bills today that were reported favorably, meaning they passed the committee of the Michigan Senate. There's four new House bills, all gun control here, that's going to be heard in the House committee tomorrow. I'm going to go through these one at a time. And for all of you who have been following all of my videos, good to be able to hang out with you again. I hate that we have to hang out under terms like this, but we need to stand together right now more than we ever have before. And I hope the information I'm providing is valuable. And I appreciate all of you who are getting involved to try to stop all this. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Good to have you here. And make sure you check all my recent videos because this whole stack of bills maybe soon to be laws. I hope not, but they're moving in that direction quickly. Yeah, these are new. I've covered tons of other stuff just in the past couple weeks. Feel free to go back and watch my previous videos if you want to be brought up to speed. So here was the agenda earlier today for the Michigan Senate Committee on Civil Rights, Judiciary, and Public Safety. And the agenda had two gun control items on there. These both passed. We're going to talk about these. And then there's a third one that they didn't even put on the agenda, meaning none of us even had a chance to go testify against it because of this little clause on the bottom, and any other business properly before the committee. Now, all of these bills are repugnant to the Constitution of Michigan and of the United States. I wholeheartedly 100% reject all of these. And actually, this is starting to get me angry. This is getting to be totally ridiculous. They're trying to move Michigan to the left of California in so many ways, but we're going to stick with the Second Amendment issues here on this channel right now. So the first one that passed through the Senate committee today is Senate Bill 1149. This is Senator McMorrow. And this is going to be regarding weapons, firearms, requirement for all firearm components to contain serial numbers, provide for. So this is what they like to call a ghost gun ban. Now this is Senate Bill 1149, but I put a little note there with S2. See, this is the only version of this bill, and this is 8:30 p.m. on the 10th of December. I'm giving you guys such breaking news that we're almost ahead of the curve here because this actually passed the Senate today, but with substitute 2. Here's the problem, and by the time you're watching this on replay, maybe it's available. I'll come back and report any updates. But the substitute, meaning they could have changed any or all of this bill in the substituted form, has not yet been published to the Michigan Legislature website. So we're ahead of them getting these documents physically uploaded into the system. As far as I know, they cannot be viewed by the public right now. But just to go over the original bill, which is probably going to end up being similar to this. Isn't this crazy? They literally passed a bill that we can't even read yet. I think I remember Pelosi saying that when it came to Obamacare years ago, you have to pass the bill before you know what's in the bill. Yeah, you're literally watching this happen in real time in Michigan right now. So what this has to do with is making your own firearms, something that Americans have been doing ever since this country was formed, and actually before the United States became a country. And had the colonists not been allowed or able to make their own firearms, more like they had the willpower to because they weren't even allowed to, but they did anyways, then under the King of England, then we wouldn't even have a country right now. But this is one of the core fundamentals of what it means to be an American, to be able to make your own privately made firearm for your own use. And so this is going to get rid of any unserialized firearms, making them illegal to possess, transfer, all of that. We're talking heavy criminal penalties here. There's a lot to cover, so I'm going to be brief if you don't mind. If you want more in depth on any of these bills, please leave a comment. I can come back and do a standalone video regarding any of these, and I guess I could maybe do videos on all of them because I haven't even been able to sleep lately, in addition to my regular job as a landscaper trying to keep up with all of this. It's also going to be looking at parts of firearms. It's going to be looking at conventionally made, like with an old-fashioned CNC machine, older school methods, as well as the new 3D printers, as well as kits. You're going to be required to serialize items that actually aren't even firearms at all. This concerns assembled firearms, completed firearms, as well as certain parts, and some things that don't even legally meet the definition of a firearm part would have to be serialized. And this is really, really thick. Many, many pages here. But I don't think I want to read every last word right now, because this isn't actually the version of the bill that passed. The substitute did that no normal civilians, plebes, like me and you, even have access to the version that passed right now. It'll be on their website, I guess, soon or whenever they feel like it. Senate Bill 1150. This is also Senator McMorrow, and this is going to modify the criminal code, okay? So Michigan Senate Bill 1150 to provide the criminal penalties for manufacturing, assembling, importing, selling, possessing, etc. a firearm or frame or receiver without a serial number, second or subsequent offense. This is just kind of a tie bar bill that adds the criminal penalties and, yeah, to the privately made firearms ban, and parts of firearms and pieces of plastic and metal and all kinds of stuff. Now, the third one that passed the Senate committee today is not on the agenda, actually. Like I said earlier, no public notification. And this is from the lovely Senator Polahanky. And when I say lovely, in this case, I mean in a different kind of way. These are not so good people whatsoever. Not good at all. Now, this one, there was nobody there to testify against it, and the seats were empty because nobody knew it was there except for one of the gun control groups. They knew ahead of time and was there in support. This is your Senate Bill 942. And I say this is your Senate bill because all of these start off with the people of the state of Michigan enact. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think of that. Leave me comments. I'll read them, guys. The people of the state of Michigan enact. Do you believe that? Do you believe this is the will of the people in Michigan? Can you even define what a person is? I don't know if anyone can even do that anymore in the government. So this is what they're going to call the bump stock ban. This lists a bunch of things that are prohibited in Michigan. And now they're literally by name going to add bump stock. But hold on a minute, guys. A lot of you are already typing as fast as you can. Who cares about a bump stock? It wastes ammo. Nobody likes it. Well, hold on a minute. First of all, I do like them. I think they're a great stock. They're not a firearm. They're not a machine gun. The Supreme Court of the United States ruled against the federal bump stock ban. But now we see bump stock ban right there. A person who violates subsection 1 is guilty of a felony punishable by imprisonment for not more than 5 years or a fine of not more than $2,500 or both. Felony. This is big time. This is you're going to the big house if you get busted with this. Now, it's not actually just a bump stock, though, because here's the definition of bump stock. And this is going to open the door because to banning many things. Because actually, I'm going to read this and think about this carefully. The way she's defining bump stock in this bill. This is past the Senate committee, guys. This could be voted through in the next couple days. Doesn't actually describe what a bump stock does, but I'm going to read it. Bump stock means a device that allows a semi-automatic firearm to shoot more than one shot with a single pull of the trigger by harnessing the recoil energy of the semi-automatic firearm to which the device is affixed so that the trigger resets and continues firing without additional physical manipulation of the trigger by the shooter. Look, I'm not giving any legal advice at all, guys. This is just some information and to try to get you all active to help fight this stuff off, but that actually ain't the way a bump stock works. But it talks about all these different devices that also don't work that way, so let me know in the comments, but maybe you're thinking what I'm thinking. This could wrap up a whole bunch of other things under this so-called bump stock ban. So don't let the verbiage fool you. This could ban many things. And I guess it's as the old saying goes, I guess you just got to screw around and then you'll just find out maybe. And maybe you'll just be too afraid to own a gun, which I hope you're not, but that's clearly their goal. All right, here's the Judiciary Committee for the Michigan House of Representatives. This is scheduled tomorrow, which is the 11th of December, 2024 at 10:30 a.m., room 521 of the House Office Building in Lansing, Michigan. This is going to concern 4 more bills here. So the first one, this is really scary. This is House Bill 4198, Rep. Carol Glanville, Weapons, Other, Local Units of Government, imposing certain restrictions on firearms allow. So right now in Michigan, we have what's called a state preemption law, meaning no local jurisdiction, city, county, township, village, what have you, can make firearm laws more restrictive than what state law is. Now, the Michigan Constitution and the United States Constitution makes it illegal to have any firearms laws, and they're supposed to be the supreme law of the land, yet here we are. So I don't even accept that we should have to have preemption, because we shouldn't even have to have this channel. There should be no gun control in America or in Michigan, and I know a lot of you agree with me, but under current Michigan law, local units of government can't enact their own gun control. However, now we're going to add a new section here, and it's going to allow prohibiting the open carry of firearms within the local unit of government. So if this bill becomes law, and they're trying their hardest to do that, it's going to be heard in committee tomorrow, your local unit of government would be able to prohibit the open carry of firearms, and a lot of you probably live in local units of government that would definitely do that as fast as they possibly could. Guys, I've got piles of stuff here. Literally, I was working till it was dark out doing my normal job where I feed my family. I've been working on this for hours, so if you'd like to help support the channel, check out the links down in the description. I'm not part of a big organization. It's just like me, and if you think this information is useful, I could use a little help. But please share this with all of your friends too around your social medias, because that's going to help all of us. Okay, now we're looking at House Bill 6183, Rep. Stephanie Young, Criminal Procedure, Sentencing Guidelines, Guidelines for Firearm Sale Without Accompanying Safety Device. Revised cross-reference to reflect amendment of other section of law. So this is going to add a criminal penalty if a firearm is transferred without a, well, right here, Section G. Okay, so this is criminal code. This stuff's like super boring, guys. And I actually hate politics, and I hate reading this stuff, and I'm totally not a lawyer. And I'd rather be out cutting grass or plowing snow right now, but this is just like mundane, just to see how this stuff looks. I'm trying to go as fast as I can, guys, but you got to dig through all of this. And this is insane. And if you think this is all crazy, that means you're very smart. These people are crazy, not you. So you finally get to 28.4. G, firearm sale without trigger lock, gun case or storage container, third or subsequent offense is going to be criminalized now. I'm trying to go brief. I know a lot of you like somewhat shorter videos. The next is House Bill 6184. This is passed by your representative Ranjiv Puri, P-U-R-I, for all of you that like to pronounce things. Ranjiv, yeah, this is a real beauty too, in a different kind of way. This is Civil Procedure, Other Firearm Industry Responsibility Act. This is crazy. I'm going to read a little bit of this, if you don't mind. If this passes, our firearms industries are just like going to be wiped out. So House Bill 6184. This is pages long. I'm going to read a little bit. It starts off with your customary, the people of the state of Michigan enact. Oh, that burns me up whenever I read that, because I know there's a lot of really good people in this state of Michigan. Probably a lot of good people watching this. Section 3845. 1. A firearm industry member, by conduct, unlawful in itself or unreasonable under all the circumstances. Unreasonable. Think about this. Shall not knowingly or recklessly create, maintain, or contribute to a public nuisance through the sale, manufacture, importing, or marketing of a firearm-related product. Yeah, this isn't going to turn out well already. A firearm industry member shall not establish and implement reasonable controls regarding the manufacture. Shall. Let me read this again. A firearm industry member shall establish and implement reasonable controls regarding the manufacture, sale, distribution, use, and marketing of the firearm industry member's firearm-related products. 3. A violation of subsection 1 or 2 is a public nuisance. 4. A firearm industry member's conduct constitutes a proximate cause of the public nuisance if the harm to the public is a reasonably foreseeable effect of the conduct, notwithstanding any intervening actions, including unlawful actions by third parties. If it appears to the Attorney General, that would be Dana Nessel. Think about this. If it appears to the Attorney General that a firearm industry member has engaged in or is engaging in conduct in violation of this section, the Attorney General may commence an action to seek and obtain any of the following. A, an injunction prohibiting the firearm industry member from continuing the conduct or engaging in the conduct or doing any acts in furtherance of the conduct. B, an order providing for abatement of the nuisance at the expense of the firearm industry member. C, restitution. D, compensatory and punitive damages. E, reasonable attorney fees, filing fees, and reasonable cost of the action. F, any other appropriate relief. Wow. A person identified in section 3805 that has been damaged as a result of a firearm industry member's acts or omissions. So now it's if you do or don't do something. Acts or omissions in violation of this section may commence an action to seek and obtain any of the following. This is for a nuisance, let me remind you again. Nuisance, whatever that even means. A, injunctive relief, compensatory and punitive damages, reasonable attorney fees, filing fees, and reasonable cost of the action. If a person commences an action requesting relief under subsection 6A, the person shall, within 5 days after filing the complaint, notify the Attorney General of the filing of the complaint and provide the Attorney General with a copy of the complaint, any other documents or pleadings filed with the complaint. In my opinion, that's so the Attorney General can jump on board, try to completely ruin and suffocate the business as well. Now, I'm just going to read one more paragraph because this bill also goes for pages and pages. Check this out. This is crazy. Number 8. To prevail in an action under this section, the party seeking relief is not required to demonstrate that the firearm industry member acted with the intent to engage in a public nuisance or otherwise cause harm to the public. So they don't even have to show intent before the industry member, firearms industry member, would have to deal with all of those possible repercussions. It's not even limited to just this, though, and it actually goes on for pages and pages more. Trying to keep this video short, guys. There's somebody typing right now, video's too long. No, these guys are making this video too long. These are insane people trying to literally pass everything. All right, let me go back and look at my table of contents here, because I've got more. House Bill number 6185. This is Kelly Breen. This is another one. Not so good. Not so good in my opinion. Torts, defenses, firearm manufacturer immunity from liability to local units of government abolished. This is going to get rid of the laws in Michigan that give civil liability to the firearms industry. We have federal law that does the same thing. I don't know how this is going to interact or whatever with federal law, but look, we've already had the Supreme Court say the bump stock ban was unconstitutional. We've already had a federal judge go against the New York privately made firearms ban. Look, we've already had all these things happen in court, but I don't think that any of these reps care about what happens in court. So feel free to sound off in the comments. I already know what you guys are going to say, but the Supreme Court said this. But what, I don't think these people care. See, this is the definition of a tyrannical government, because a tyrant rules outside of the rule of law. And these people are all trying to rule over you and me outside of the rule of law. And this is what a tyrannical government looks like. So this is the law that would provide the immunities in the past, where you couldn't get sued because somebody misused a firearm, right? House Bill number 6185. Now, this isn't so much adding a lot of extra verbiage. There's actually like really nothing added at all. But here's what they're doing. They're striking out all of the protections that have been protecting firearms manufacturers, dealers, all parts of the industry for many years. You can just see pages of all these protections being struck out, just lines right through all of them. Okay, if you want to be nerdy, just look up this bill, Michigan House Bill 6185. You can read it all for yourself. But this is going to make it where the firearms industry can get sued out of business here in Michigan. That's what the intent is, in my opinion. And that's most likely what will probably happen if this goes through and is upheld. And by the way, the Michigan courts are like really liberal. With the Michigan Supreme Court winning both seats, the liberals won both seats that were up for election last month. And it even went further to the left than it already was. Just saying, that's the Michigan court system. Not so good probably to be suing for the Second Amendment right now in Michigan when it comes to this. If you guys have the money, I really hope you do, and let me know because I'll cover it, but probably not very favorable to the Second Amendment all the way up to the Michigan Supreme Court. So it used to say a federally licensed firearm dealer is not liable for damages arising from the use or misuse of a firearm if the sale complies with this section, any other applicable law of this state, and applicable federal law. Well, obviously. But no, this is crossed out now. Okay? So the FFL dealer would be liable now. So we're talking your local gun shop, not just your manufacturers. Okay? It used to say, subject to subsection 10, a political subdivision shall not bring a civil action against any person who produced a firearm or ammunition. And that's all crossed out now. So they can take out your ammunition manufacturers. Shout out to Phoenix Ammunition, located just down the road from me here in Michigan. People like him. We're talking your local gun shop. We're talking the manufacturers. They put lines through and crossed out all of these different exemptions. Now, there may be something brewing right now that I don't even know about yet. But this video is about 20 minutes long. So I'm going to jump off here in just a minute. Maybe get to talk to my wife and daughter for a minute before they go to sleep. But yeah, this stuff's grueling and it's insane. And like I said earlier, this is all in addition to stuff that I've already been talking about on the channel. And I hate to tell you, but just like I said at the end of my last video, I'm probably going to see you guys on here again soon. The Michigan House is in session like right now as we speak. About 9 o'clock at night. They could be going till all hours of the morning. They're going to have session again tomorrow. They're coming back next week. The Senate and House both. I mean, there's probably actually going to be even more than this. And more stuff passing through. I hope not, but I'm just being realistic and telling you there's a high probability that some of this is going to pass all the way through. And there's a decent enough probability that all of it could. We don't know yet, but they're working as hard as they can. In Lansing, the majority Democrats in the House and Senate, they're going to lose the control of the House here in just a couple weeks. But they're doing everything they can in these last couple days to cram all this down your throat. If you think this will help other people in Michigan or anywhere in the United States, because this is a good template for all of you to pay attention wherever you live, make sure you share this with all your friends and family to raise awareness, and make sure you check out the description of this video for ways you can help support me enough for my trips to Lansing, my time to do all this, gas money to drive all over the place, and also links to the other sites where I publish other content as well. So I hope, I hope to not see you tomorrow talking about more gun control, but we probably will because it's not slowing down. All right, thanks for watching and have a good one.